Good afternoon and welcome to the TMSCA Coaches Meeting. My name is Charlotte Hudspeth and I'm the Executive Director of Extracurricular and Extended Learning Opportunities. The format for today's meeting is just a short PowerPoint presentation to go over just the basics of what you need to know about coaching TMSCA. If at any point you have any questions, type those into the box and they'll be answered at the end of the presentation. I want to start by letting you know what we do in our department to support you as a coach. We provide you all the materials you need, training, your stipends. When we get back to face-to-face, we make all the travel arrangements, pay the registration fees, provide incentives and awards for your students. And in the event we get to travel again and advance to state, we cover all of that travel and the expenses related to advancing. We really want to make sure that you only need to concentrate and only have to concentrate on the most important thing, which is coaching your students. We have 14 different programs in the Student Activities Department. TMSCA is one that we have at elementary, middle, and high school, which is what our goal is for all of our programs. We really want to provide some vertical alignment, and so that at the elementary level, you get to really get the kids in, get them interested in something, and hopefully they will continue that through middle school and high school. Last year, we added esports to the middle school level and high school. We're planning to expand that this year. We also added middle school cheerleading and for this year. And last year, we added Social Impact Challenge, which is coming up tomorrow night, actually, and Link Crew, which is a freshman transition program that is taking place at 11 of our high schools. I want to introduce you to the staff that makes all of this happen. Your contact person for TMSCA is Noelle Spear. Her contact information will be shared a little bit later, but she's also responsible for elementary campus activity coordinators, Destination Imagination, Lone Star Challenge, and the activities site where all of the activities for all students are documented. Leonidas Patterson is her counterpart for all things secondary. He's responsible for secondary UIL, academic decathlon, pentathlon, elementary debate, and middle school and high school debate, Social Impact Challenge, and Link Crew. Angie Nuno is responsible for esports and chess. Christina Martinez is responsible for newspaper, yearbook, middle school and high school cheer, training, social media, and the activity sites. And Erica Guzman is your contact for transportation. So when we get back to traveling, she's the person you need to call about that. She'll also assist with budget and supplemental pay. Vicki Beeman is our office manager. All of us try to make your experience as a coach a memorable one. We know that participating in extracurricular activities changes the school experience for students and coaches. We've gotten great feedback from coaches that it really has helped them not only as being a coach and building relationships with students, but also it carries over into their classroom. We had a goal in 2015, 2016 to have all students involved in at least one extracurricular or co-curricular activity each year. While that is not a direct goal, it is part of our local accountability system points. So the goal, while it's not a district-wide student outcome goal, it is a goal for your campus because it has a direct impact on what your campus rating is. So 5 points that impact that grade of an A through F system. So we want every student to be involved. Thank you so much for taking this on in a very difficult year and getting students involved, especially in TMSCA, which is the best of both worlds because it is academic based, but it also provides all of the intangibles that you get from being part of a team. Just working with other students and their coaches, and then hopefully we get to travel because that is an experience that really is a memorable one for students. So TMSCA, for those of you that are new, or just as a reminder for those of you coming back, TMSCA is simply an extension of the UIL competitions for math, number sense, calculator applications, and science. Years ago, it was, what are we doing? We're getting ready for UIL. And there were, some invitational meets. And at the high school level, there was the spring meet, but students geared up all year for that one meet. And everybody was like, this is really good to practice these skills. It helps with student achievement overall. So we need more opportunities. So that's how the Texas Math Science Coaches Association was formed. And basically, it's just invitational meets every weekend that you take your students to. This is a different year, obviously, so we'll get into the details of that. But it just provides them an opportunity to continue practicing their specialization. They may only do number sense, or they may only do math, or they may do math and number sense and calculator. It varies by school, and it depends on the number of students you have involved. But overall, it was to give them more opportunities to participate in competitions because they loved it and they needed some extra practice there. So coach expectations, these are primarily for when we get back to face-to-face. If you have transportation and you're taking kids, the expectation is that you stay with them, that you supervise them while you were at the competitions. They should never be left unattended or just sent on their own to attend anything without you being present at the competition as well. Students are expected to follow the student code of conduct just like they are when they're in class, be respectful and honest and not cheat, especially when we get into some online opportunities. So the TMSCA competitions. You should have been designated as a coach in Oracle and received an email saying you had been designated by your principal. You sign that agreement, that gets you in the system, and as these opportunities come up, that's the way you're paid. If you don't remember, if you have been designated and you don't recall signing that agreement, please reach out to Noel or your principal and ask, hey, have you designated coaches yet? It's really, really important that you're designated. It lets us know, I've read this agreement, I understand what the expectations are, and I agree to follow those. It's also the quickest way to get paid. So the stipend agreement is a little bit different this year, and Noel will go through some of that. Noel.
Okay, so your stipend agreement has changed. So the biggest change is going to be that you're going to get the entire stipend at the end of the year. So we're going to track it a little differently for two reasons. Primarily, the first and most important is that I'm not sure which all live meets are actually going to occur. And so we may do some substitutions. So for elementary, it is similar to how it was last year, other than you're paid in June. Okay, so you're going to have 4 TMSCA online meets that you're required to. And then we've always done a workshop, and this is where it changes for everybody. And we're going to let Anthony talk about that in a little bit. But for the workshop, we're going to do 2 trainings. They're going to be GoToMeeting, which is very similar to Zoom. And you have a choice of about 5 different dates. So you'll also get to choose when you want to do that and what you want that TMSCA training to be. So that's similar to how we've been doing workshops. You know, we gave you a whole course list and you could choose. So I'm going to explain that a little further later in the presentation. Next slide, please. Okay, so also this is the middle and high school stipend. So the biggest thing, if you'll go down to the 3rd bullet, so competing for middle school and 6 TMSCA invitationals, I will make an adjustment if nobody else chooses to do virtual meets. Okay, and for high school and middle school both, I know there are online UIL meets through Chuck, is it Thompson? And I will, if you will email me, I will send you that information. Your campus activity coordinators have already been made aware of that. And it has all UIL competitions, but also it includes number sense, mathematics, calculator, science. So I really encourage you to do those, and those can substitute for an online TMSCA meet. So we'll discuss that later. We'll get back to that because we also are going to talk about this year, we are doing an online TMSCA meet. So this is your competition procedures for this year. So in the fall, we are only having virtual meets and trainings. There's absolutely no transportation. You can choose 2 trainings. I'm going to share with you all those dates in a minute. Elementary and primary is on Mondays, and then all secondary will be on Tuesdays. Registering for events, I've listed all the websites you need. Again, outside TMSCA events are always, their registration varies. Transportation is only for the spring. We'll cover that later. And then I've also listed at the bottom of this the UIL meets that we host as a department. So the elementary dates, and then the middle school and high school, you are in March. And if you don't know who your campus activity coordinator is, please just send me an email and I will put you in touch with them. So your students that you're training for TMSCA can participate in those meets on top of any other TMSCA meets that are provided. So for the Dallas ISD meet is going to be December 5th. I know that's usually a huge date to travel. So that is in part why we chose it. We also wanted to do all these trainings and give you time to prepare this year since it's a late start. We're hoping that will help. So the virtual meet, I will be sending you out more information. We're actually building it. It's going to be something our district is doing special so that you have a competition. I've listed, and we'll go to the website in a minute, but it's dallasisd.org/SATMSCA. Just today, I updated your entire, or the coaches calendar for the entire 2021 year. And again, UIL dates for those of you interested in also competing in UIL. All right. Field trip information. So the field trip website has changed. It's still, you can go and find it from fieldtrips.dallasisd.org, but to go to our direct link, you want to go to records.dallasisd.org/forms and then /student activities FT. And actually this year, you can also check on field trips you've submitted, which is huge help for TMSCA coaches. I know we won't be traveling this fall, but most of you go to 5 to 10 at a time. So you'll be able to see if you've submitted those for the year, okay? And also, hopefully, if we have state, you'll be able to submit that. So I'm going to show you some resources now. Someone asked if, as a 6th grade teacher, can they get an elementary and middle school stipend? The answer is no, you have to choose. You can do one or the other. So if you have a 4th and 5th grade team, and then you're a dual level campus and you're teaching a 6th and 7th grade team, yes, you actually can qualify for a stipend. You have to have 2 separate teams. So one is competing middle school and then one is competing in elementary. And we can always address questions like that offline as well. So this is where I post all things TMSCA. It's dallasisd.org /SATMSCA. So Christina actually is amazing. So tomorrow when you come to this site, this little video right here will be this webinar. So you can review it if you want to listen to us over and over again on repeat during class. This is actually the PowerPoint we're going through right now. I updated it right before this meeting. This is the coaches calendar I was talking about, and it has dates and deadlines. So I condensed everything from our calendar and from the TMSCA calendar. This also includes what Anthony is going to talk about in a minute. So like today we have a Zoom webinar. There is a kickoff meet. It is actually started and it will continue. I'm going to show you that in a second, elementary coaches. Then here, coaches training. So Mondays, this is the link to meet with Anthony and to go to training. I need you to choose 2, and all those training dates are listed. So Tuesdays, it's a secondary training, and his time, you are meeting with him either Monday or Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30. So middle school meets too. And it's everything you need for the year is listed on there. So then going back to the website. So again, there's the calendar. This is the coach and student roster. I will show it to you later, but basically it's like an attendance sheet. It's really, I know some of you have multiple coaches on your campus, and I really need to know, okay, Mr. Murray went to X, Y, and Z TMSCA event. You know, there's so many events available to y'all. I need to know which ones and then whose students. So it's just a layout. I will show you that to you in a minute. Also, to help us on the trainings that you're going to have available to you this semester, the 2 that you need to attend, there's a training questionnaire posted. And I will send a reminder to everyone, but I just need to know, you know, what trainings would you be interested in and what's going to be most helpful? Okay, then from here also, this links to upcoming TMSCA meets. These are all those meets that are available outside of Dallas ISD and where they're happening. It hasn't yet been updated for this year, but it should be within the next few weeks. So now we're going to have Anthony talk about what he is going to be offering for us and how he's going to be helping us out in his trainings and program, and also why him. So Anthony.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. My name is Anthony Gillespie. I'm actually teaching right now. Well, not at this moment, but I'm a teacher. I'm out in Flower Bluff in Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm currently a coach of a team. I got in this summer. Ms. Spears here audited one of my summer classes that I coach for TMSCA, and we got to know each other, and we felt like this would be a good opportunity for you all. I want you all to know that I am super passionate about this kind of stuff. I've been teaching a very long time. I think this is my 24th year teaching. And this is the thing that still gets me out of the bed every morning excited. So I love this stuff. If you want to be bored for hours, get me talking about this, because I can talk about it forever, but how much I love it and how good I think it is for these kids. Little bit about myself. Let me tell you my favorite story. So I moved to Corpus Christi because my wife got pregnant and she wanted to be close to family, right? So I found a job at the school that I wanted to work at, and they stuck me in a portable next to this other teacher, Mr. Hay, Joe Hay. And I got to know him, and he said, "Hey, I coach a math team. You want to get involved?" And I'm like, "Of course I do. I'm a math nerd. I love that kind of stuff," right? So I start working with him, and the most unassuming, meek and mild guy in the world then informs me that he's the 25 year in a row state champion at TMSCA. And he says, "Do you want to help out?" So I got that dumped on my plate, and I'm too old and overweight to be a sports guy anymore. So this is the way I do competition for myself. Yeah. I love this kind of stuff. I love competing. I love working with kids. And so he retired. But before he retired, I said, "Hey, Joe, I want to get good at this." And so you know what he did? He took me one-on-one for a couple summers. We work about 2 or 3 weeks during the summer. And he sat with me one-on-one and taught me everything I know. And I always said to myself, when I was going to take over this team someday, that's what I was going to do for other people. So I started doing it with my own students and anybody who ever wanted my help. But this is kind of like the next level of it. I'm really excited. When I talk to coaches across this state, their number one problem they have is my school district doesn't want to pay for this. And from what I'm hearing right now, that's what they're willing to do for you guys is pretty amazing. I'm going to tell you that's rare. My district funds a lot of what I do, but I also fundraise. So they're really helping you all out there. My team travels all over the state. We try to find competition. We're in Corpus Christi, and there's not much competition there. So we travel all over the place. I don't know if I've run up against any of your teams, but we go to Dallas in December usually for the Cross Timbers meet. It's a big meet for us. And we fundraise for the year, and we get a charter bus and we go up there for that contest. So I go to Dallas every once in a while, and it's thriving there. I go all over the state, and there's not a lot of places that are thriving more than Dallas. I want you guys to know that I'm here to help you. And the number one thing I think I hate more than anything else is sitting in a training and being either bored out of my mind, or B, this has no relevance to me. I want you guys to know that I'm going to respect your time, and I'm here for you. I know my stuff really well. Noelle said, "Hey, make sure they know, why should they listen to you?" So here it is. Since I've taken our team in Flower Bluff if there was a competition this year, we would have been the 35 year in a row state champion. Now, did I win them all? No, I've won like the last 10. And last year we probably had our best team ever. I was 100% convinced that it was by far the best team in the state. You guys, if you're new to this, you don't know this, but if you want to find out if you want to figure out if you're pretty good, you go to Dallas. If you want to find out how good your team, if you want to find out if your team's pretty good, go to Dallas. If you want to find out how great you are, go to Houston. And when you go to Houston, that's where all the big dogs, I call them. That's where all the giant TMSCA teams are. So we go to Dallas. We go to Dallas in December, and we go to Houston for qualifiers. And so last year, let me share my screen real quick. So we went to Dallas, I mean, to Houston against the best teams in the state, although there's some really good teams in Dallas too. And we beat them. We beat them all by a lot. That's 600 points at a competition like that. So I'm telling you this because it's not like this is something that, oh yeah, I used to do it and maybe I'm good at it, but this is the thing that I'm good at. I'm 100% convinced that I know my number sense probably as good as anyone in the state. If you're interested, I don't know if any of you have this, but I've written a couple books on number sense that a lot of people around the state use. If you're interested in getting better at number sense and you want to get ahead because you're an overachiever, right? Go to my website, mathninja.org, and just start looking around. There's tons of videos and resources there. I think, Noelle, if we're not, hopefully, if everything works out, we're going to be getting out a lot of these books to you guys free of charge. So I think that's the plan. Is that true?
So before you start, so Anthony, trainings with Anthony will start in 2 weeks. So not this Monday, but the next. So I will be sending you the first, like the primary and the advanced copy of his number sense workbooks. So you can use those along with your trainings and you can reference them in your classrooms. I'm also going to send you just some other coach type stuff that you might need or want. So that should be coming within
when we do the trainings, the book, we're going to mostly be referencing that book a lot. When I have my own students start, in fact, I had a brand new girl join my team today, and that's what I did. I handed her the green book and I said, get busy on it, start learning these tricks. And the only difference is I'll be teaching you myself. Listen, along the way, I can talk forever, so I won't keep you going here. But if there is something that you want to learn, let me know about it. Okay. There is very little that stumps me these days, but if it does stump me, I would appreciate it because that means that's something I don't know how to do. So along the way, I want to be there for you. If there's something you want to learn, somehow get that information out to me and I'll definitely do it. I'm very interactive, so I'm going to be calling on you guys all the time and asking you all questions. And if you don't understand it, helping you through it. But I want this to be about you guys. So I'm really excited for this. This has been something that I've been wanting to do a long time because I'll tell you, I've told this to Noelle a few times now. The health of the team always is relying on the coach. If you have a great coach, you will have a great team. If you don't have a coach who's passionate and loves this kind of stuff, you won't have a good team. I've seen great teams wither away in 2 years when a coach retires, as sad as that is. So I'm excited if I can light that fire for you and kind of prepare you like I was prepared one day, then you're on your way to having a great team. So I'm here for you guys. So thank you.
Website for Dallas ISD. If you'll click on the training questionnaire, this goes to exactly what he was talking about. I'm going to ask you some questions about you and your team, and then basically, what do you want the trainings to be about? And we will really try to cater them to what you need. 2 quick things before we wrap this up, because I know it has been a busy.
Noelle, can I jump in there for 1 second?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm a teacher and I know you're going to see these forms and you're just going to jump through them in 2 seconds. But the more time you spend there really telling me what you want, the better it'll be. If you click through it in 7 seconds, it's not going to be nearly what it could be if you really spend some time just telling me what you want. So thanks.
And then also TMSCA online meets. Julie wasn't able to be here with us tonight, and Julie is the executive director of TMSCA. So this is the TMSCA website. And then within this, and this is posted in your coach's calendar, is this website. So this is a tmsca.org / its application takes you straight to where you register for TMSCA online meets. I can log in, but it doesn't look quite the same as y'all's. It's just so you know, if you don't have your TMSCA login and password, you need to email me and we're going to get that resolved pretty quickly here. So you can get started this semester. And I have one more thing to share. And then again, this is the coach and student roster for the year. So at the top, you put your campus name, and then this is literally everything that's available to you this year as of right now. So if you just put the coaches, their IDs, this is your Dallas ISD. Again, student names, student IDs, then you can just make this like an attendance check sheet. Okay. And this is also posted at dallasisd.org.
Okay, so you've got your resources. There's Noelle's contact information there, her office number, and the TMA website, TMSCA website. If by any chance you can't get in touch with Noelle and you need some information quickly, you can call our main number and one of us will be there to hopefully answer all your questions. Do we have any questions in the box that we need to answer?
Yes. Okay, so Dealey would like to know how online meets will work. Actually, we can have a separate conversation about this. I don't know. They are partially online, but the one through TMSCA, you have to print the test sometimes. So I will make sure we can discuss that further if there's an issue.
Okay. Anything else?
Some comment that I'm not sure about. And any other questions?
All right, well, please reach out to Noelle specifically for TMSCA or to any of us for any other student activities questions. And in the meantime, we look forward to working with you and stay connected and get involved.